is really a difficult thing today because we're in a different cultural climate. It's changed a lot over the years. Years ago, it was everybody stuck at a job for one time, and now it's really relatively common for people to change jobs every couple of years rather than stay growing with one company. People nowadays want to find a balance between work and family. When large corporations started laying off people, people stopped being dedicated to a company, which happened about 30 years ago. So the people we're hiring right now were raised by parents who lost their jobs in a recession or got laid off, and these young kids don't have the dedication that we had when we used to go to work, where we were afraid to ask where the bathroom was the first day. So they're looking more for a balance between work and family life, and they'll walk off their job in a second, as we certainly all know. The quality of life at work has become more important to employees. It used to be that an employer could tell their employees to do anything. We'd go home and complain about it, but while we were on the job, by God, we did it. Today, if we tell our employees to do something they don't like, again, they'll walk right off the job, especially in our environment. Turnover is very expensive. You got recruitment costs, you got the selection problem, selection time, you've got the training of the new employee. You've got an increased workload and overtime expenses, so the people that you have there have to do more jobs. They're used to doing 4 a day. Now they're doing 6 because you're shorthanded. So that increases your turnover because they're no longer, the people who were once happy aren't happy anymore because a couple of your people quit. You might have to pay some overtime. This all becomes very expensive. You have reduced productivity due to low employee morale. We all know that if 1 or 2 people in your company leave, especially if you're only looking at 5 or 6 people, it's like that train where you can't stop it. And it's like, oh, they quit, maybe I should quit. So morale becomes very low, and when morale is low, productivity is low because a happy person gets more done. Some statistics say that 1/3 of an employee's annual salary goes to replacing them. In this industry, I think that's too high, but I will tell you, you will blow through $1,000 before you replace that employee that you lost. Keep that figure in mind because I'm going to make a couple suggestions that seem a little costly to you, but keep that $1,000 figure in the back of your mind. First thing you need to do is assess your current turnover rate. I highly recommend you get a handle on this. It's a little bit like getting a handle on numbers are perfect. Gut reaction is gut reaction. You need to know your numbers. So how do you determine your turnover rate? You divide the number of annual terminations by the average number of employees. So if you have 4 employees and you turned over 4 employees, you have a 100% turnover rate. If you have 4 employees and you went through 8 employees already this year, you have a 200% turnover rate. And believe me, a lot of you have gone through 8 to keep 4. You need to get a handle on that. National averages are 4.4%, insane in our industry. Restaurants are 275%. That should be your benchmark because we're very much like a restaurant environment. If you can do a 200% turnover in this environment, you're actually doing quite well. So don't be hard on yourself, but you need to get a handle on that. And some people are probably going to go, oh, my gosh, that's high. But go count yours and see. Sometimes we go through 6 employees before we find that right one we're trying to put into place, and that adds your turnover rate really fast.